In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to get every single sword in Blox Fruits. Alright, so starting with the first C, the first two swords that we're going to have up are the Cutlass and the Katana. Alright, so to get the Cutlass and the Katana in the first island, the little pirate spawn, you can come over to this sword dealer and then he lets you buy either of them. Katana costs 1k, Cutlass costs also 1k. Alright, next up we got the dual katanas. Alright, to get the dual katanas, you gotta come over to a pirate village and talk to the sword dealer of the west. You talk to him, he sells you the dual katanas for 12k. Alright, and then we also got the iron mace, who you can also get from the same sword dealer of the west right here, and he sells it to you for 25k. Alright, next up we have the triple katanas. Alright, to get to the triple katanas, you gotta come over to Frozen Village and talk to this dude, the sword dealer of the east, and he will sell you the triple katanas for 60k. And then we also got the pipe, and you can also buy that from the sword dealer of the east for 100k. Alright, and then next up we have the saw. Alright, to get the shark saw, you need to defeat the saw boss, and he spawns right here in Middletown every 1 hour and 15 minutes. And he despawns every 15 minutes after it spawned. Alright, and then next up we have the dual headed blade and the bicentennial. Alright, to get both of those, you need to come over to Lower Skypea and then talk to the mastery sword dealer, and he sells you both. You can get the dual headed blade for 400k and then the bicentennial for 1 million. Alright, next up we have the soul cane, and for the soul cane you want to come over to the magma village and you want to come to this area right here, which is on the left side, and then you just walk through that wall and then you talk to the living skeleton. He sells you the sword cane, the soul cane, my bad, for 750k. Alright, and then next up we have the trident. To get the trident, you actually just have to beat the Fishman Lord, which is this boss right here. You beat him up real quickly and he has a chance of giving you the trident. Alright, and then we have the warden sword. To get the warden sword, all you have to do is beat up the warden and he has a chance of dropping it. He's really easy to beat. Alright, and then next up we have the pole, the first form of the pole specifically. Alright, to get the first form of the pole, all you have to do is come over to Skypea and you just gotta beat up the thunder god and he has a chance of dropping it. Clearly I didn't get it, but yeah, that's how you get the first form of the pole. Alright, and then last but most definitely not least, we got Saber, which is subjectively the hardest sword to get in the first sea, but you are required to get it if you want to leave the first sea, so you're gonna end up getting it nevertheless. So to get Saber, first you have to do the Saber quest, and to do the Saber quest, all you have to do is first you need to come over here. You have to come over to jungle, and then you have to click all these green buttons right here. I am pretty sure that there should only be 5 of them, and I'm about to show you their locations. Alright, so first one is right here. Then we got another one on the side of this tree right here pointing towards over there. We also got another one hidden in between the grass pointing towards the middle, and then over in the Gorilla King Island we have one on the side of the tree and one right here by the water. Once you click all of them, you're gonna be able to come inside of this room, which is right underneath here. If my character could be a little slower, you can come into this room down here. There we go, and you're gonna have to grab this torch, and then you want to take it to a desert. Alright, after you take it to a desert village, you're gonna want to go inside of this building right here, and you're gonna have to light up a little door, which is gonna be right here. Then you come in, you're gonna have to grab this cup, and then you gotta head over to the Frozen Village. Alright, whenever you get over to the Frozen Village, you're gonna want to come into the same cave where you can get the hockey and this dripping little icicle thing, whatever it's called. You have to stand underneath it with the cup until you see that it fills up the cup, and then you gotta come in this house, talk to that sick man right there. He's gonna tell you to go talk to his son, who is gonna be over back at the pirate village. Alright, whenever you talk to the rich man, which is his son, he's gonna tell you to go kill some boss, which is in this island right over here. You gotta come right into the island and there's gonna be a boss right inside of here. He's really easy to beat, and then you just gotta go right back to Richman. You talk to him, he's gonna give you a amulet or whatever, and then you gotta go right back to the jungle, which is your last step. You go right back to the jungle with the amulet or the relic or whatever it's called. You're gonna have to place it inside of a hole in the wall, which is gonna be right here. Then you walk in and then boom, this is a saber expert. You beat him up and he is guaranteed to drop the saber. And then boom, you got the saber. All right, next up we have the second C. All right, so first up in the second C is going to be the gravity cane. All right, to get the gravity cane is really easy. All you have to do is beat up the fajita boss, which is going to be right over here by these meteor craters right here. And you get a chance to get the gravity cane, which is one of the best swords for PvP at the moment. All right, and then next up we have the long sword. To get the long sword, you have to come over to this big tree with the sunflowers around it, and there's gonna be a boss named Diamond right here, and he has a chance of dropping the longsword. Then we have the Jite, I think that's how you pronounce it. All right, to get the Jite, all you have to do is beat up the Smoke Admiral boss, which is gonna be right inside of this building right here, over in the hot and cold island. And then next up we have the Dragon Trident. All right, to get the Dragon Trident, you have to come over to the last island of the second sea, which is right over here with this big skull thing, and you gotta go all the way to the back, and right here is gonna be the Timekeeper boss. You beat him up and then he has a chance to drop the Dragon Trident. All right, next up we have the Cocoa Sword, and to get the Cocoa Sword it's gonna be a little bit more complicated. You first have to do an order raid, and to do an order raid you have to come inside of this little island, which is the same island as the Smoke Admiral. Come back here and you can buy the microchip for 1,000 fragments, which isn't too bad. And then you can head over to that little structure thingamajig, and there's a room right here. You come in, and then this over here you can start a raid. Only 5 people can join it, and you have a chance of getting the Cocoa Sword from the order boss. I'm pretty sure it's not guaranteed, but I'm pretty sure the chances are decently high. All right, next up we have the Midnight Blade. All right, so to get the Midnight Blade you have to come over to the haunted ship. All right, so whenever you come into a cursed ship you have to head over to your left through this big door, and then go into the room in the middle on the left, and you're gonna be able to talk to El Admin, and he's gonna give you the Midnight Blade for 100 ectoplasm, and you can get ectoplasm by killing I think anyone in this whole cursed ship. All right, and then next up we have the second form of pole. So to get the second form of pole is also a little bit more complicated. So you need to have 180 mastery on the first form of pole, and then you have to fully awaken Rumble and have 250 plus mastery on Rumble, and then you're gonna have to complete a Rumble raid with Rumble equipped, and then whenever you complete the raid you will be teleported to an island in the sky, and you can interact with the Thunder God, and he's gonna give you the second form of pole for 5,000 fragments, and you will not lose the first form. Like, as you can tell, I still have it. All right, next up we have Rengoku. All right, so to get Rengoku you have to head over to the ice castle, and first you have to obtain a hidden key, which drops from, I'm pretty sure, any of the NPCs here at the ice castle. So any of these NPCs could possibly drop the hidden key. After you get the hidden key you have to head over here, and you head to this little part behind the stairs. You can walk through it, and there's gonna be a chest right here, and you use the hidden key and boom, you get Rengoku. All right, then next up we have Sadi, Shisui, and Wando. All right, to get Sadi, Shisui, and Wando you actually have to talk to the legendary sword dealer who spawns at a random interval, but you can actually check when he's gonna spawn by talking to the manager inside of the cafe. He's gonna tell you, do you wish to hear where he was last seen? If he tells you this, man, he left not too long ago, that means that he just left and it's gonna take him 3 hours to respawn. I'm gonna put up a diagram on the screen to show y'all when he's gonna spawn in. It tells you a approximate amount of time of when he's gonna spawn in, so you can't be too sure, but you know, it's better than nothing. All right, after you know for a fact that he has spawned in, he has 6 different spawns where he could be at, and I'm about to show you all 6 of them. So the first one is over in the Coliseum. He's gonna spawn in, it's one of these arches up at the top, not sure which one, but one of these up at the top facing that side. All right, the second spawn is going to be underneath the Kingdom of Rose actually, and to get down there you can come around this part, and you're gonna see this entrance right here, and he's gonna be spawned in I think this rock right here where I'm looking at. All right, the third spawn location is going to be right over at the green zone, which is right there. He's actually going to be spawned in on, I think it's this leaf right there. The right, he's actually going to be spawned in right there. Yeah, he's going to be spawned in right here in this leaf. All right, and then the next spawn location is actually going to be over at the graveyard. If you go to the center pillar, which is this pillar right here, and you go to the top, he should be spawned in somewhere around here. And then the second to last spawn is actually going to be right back over near the cafe. If you go to the rock right there, that one, and you look behind it, he's gonna be spawned in right back here. And then for the last spawn where he could be at is going to be right over at the remote island. He's going to be inside of the middle house, and those are all 6 of the spawns where he could be. Whenever you do end up talking to him, he's gonna have one of the 3 swords. It's not guaranteed to know which of the 3, but he's gonna have either Sadi, Shisui, or Wando, and you can purchase any of them for 2 million. And yeah, that's how you get all 3. All right, and then lastly for the second C is the true triple katana. To get the true triple katana, you need to have done the last little steps, which is to get the Sadi, Wando, and Shisui. You need to have all 3, and you need to have 300 mastery on all 3. Then you need to come over to this green zone. You need to go up this little stalk, and you need to go all the way to the top. All right, whenever you finally make it all the way to the top of this little stalk, you're gonna be able to talk to this mysterious man, and he's gonna sell you the true triple katana for 2 million. And you do not lose the other 3 swords, so you don't have to worry about that. You still keep them. All right, and now lastly is the third C. So the third C is actually the more complicated of the 3 to get any of the swords. All right, so first up we have the twin hooks, which you can actually get from the Captain Elephant, which is the boss over at the Turtle Island. It's gonna be right here. Next up we actually have the Cavender sword, which is also gonna be over in the Turtle Island. If you come into this room right down here, the beautiful pirate domain, he's gonna be spawned in right there, and you have a chance to get the drop. I don't think it's guaranteed, but it might be. Let me know. Next up we have the buddy sword, which you can actually get the buddy sword from the Cake Queen, who is going to be located right inside of this ice cream looking structure thing. She's gonna be right there. She's also the boss who drops the most mastery in the game, so that's just a little fun fact. All right, and now we're actually going to start getting into the more complicated swords. All right, so next up we have the Dark Dagger. I'm pretty sure the Dark Dagger has the lowest drop rate out of all the swords in the game, and not even I have it because it just has that low of a drop rate. To get the Dark Dagger, I mean, you actually need to be RIP Indra, and to be RIP Indra, first you have to summon him, and to summon him you need to use the 3 legendary colors, which are Snow White, Pure Red, and Winter Sky. There is 4 locations where you place them. The Pure Red is right here. I'm stepping on it actually. The Winter Sky is actually right up here on top of the castle. And then the Snow White is on the pillar right over here. Then after you use all 3 aura colors on all the buttons, you can actually use a God Chalice to spawn in the Ender boss. You place a God Chalice right over here and he spawns in. And you have a really low rate to get the Dark Dagger. All right, next up we have the Fox Lamp. To unlock the Fox Lamp, you actually have a small chance of getting the Fox Lamp from the Kitsune Shrine. To get the Kitsune Shrine, you have to wait until it's a full moon, and then after it's a full moon you have to go into sea level 6, and you have to do it basically as soon as it turns into a full moon if you want it to be guaranteed. After you get a full moon, you have to do the Kitsune quest, which is basically you just have to chase 15 of these little wisps that I have around me. You have to chase it around the Kitsune Island, and then you talk to the Kitsune Shrine and you have a chance of getting the Fox Lamp. Then we have the Shark Anchor. Shark Anchor is not the easiest thing to get. So to get the Shark Anchor, first you have to be able to get the Monster Magnet. To unlock the Monster Magnet, you have to have both the shark tooth necklace and the terror jaw already unlocked. And then whenever you have both of those unlocked, you can craft the monster magnet. After you have the monster magnet, you have to spawn in a terror shark, and it's going to be a terror shark with a shark anchor. Whenever you kill it, I'm pretty sure it's guaranteed to actually drop the shark anchor. Next up, we have the spiky trident. And to get the spiky trident, you can get it from either the Cake Prince or the Dough King. The Dough King obviously has a higher drop rate since he's harder to kill. Alright, next up we have Tushita. To get Tushita, you need to first do the Tushita puzzle. To start the puzzle, you need to be over level 2000. And you need to have summoned the RIP Indra, which is with the God's Chalice, and I already explained how to summon it. Then you have to head over to the Hydra Island, which is this island right here. Then you need to head over to the waterfall and walk right through the bottom of it, and there's gonna be this stone door right here. You break through it, and you need to first kill the ghosts, which are down here like I just showed you. Then you need to come over to this waterfall all the way on the right. You go through the top and you're gonna reach this room right here. If RIP Indra is alive, like I told you that you had to do, then the door will be glowing and you can enter it. Whenever you enter the floating door, or the glowing door I mean, you're going to be teleported back to the floating turtle. Whenever you're teleported back to the floating turtle, you're actually going to be teleported right around this area. I'm not sure specifically where, but you're going to be teleported right here. And you're going to have a holy torch in your inventory, and you have to light up, I think it's 5 torches around the map, and I'm about to show you the 5 locations. So right after you move from over there, you can come right over here, and the first torch is going to be right up there, as you can see it. So right here, it's the first one. Then if you keep on going this way, right after the dirt path, there's going to be the second one right here. Then after you keep on going, I think actually you have to go through this path right here. You go through the path and you come into this little hut looking thing right here. And the third one is right there. I don't know if you can see it. Right there. And then to get to the fourth one, you need to head right back over here. Follow me. You have to head to the right through that broken wall, and it's going to be behind one of these houses. I'm actually not sure which one it is. Oh, there it goes. Actually, that's a 5th one, but yeah, that's where the 5th one is. And then I guess a 4th one should be right up here. You come to this area and there's gonna be this broken ship. You come on the broken ship and there's the 4th one. And after you light all of them up, there's going to be a door that opens right around where you first started off, which is right over here. That door right there will open and you can fight the Longma boss. He has a 100% chance of dropping it. And yep, that's how you get Tushita. It's a little complicated, but trust me, Tushita is pretty good, and you can use it to get one of the next swords that are coming up. To get the Yama, because that's the next sword, the Yama sword, you actually have to do the Yama puzzle. Alright, so the first step on the Yama puzzle is that you have to have completed at least 20 of these elite hunter quests. So you just have to click it, you click on yeah, and then it's going to tell you that there's an elite at a random spot in the map, and it's going to tell you where he spawned it. You have to do 20 of either these elite hunter quests or these player hunter quests. Player hunter just tells you to kill a random player. You just have to do one of them. After you do the elite hunter quests, you have to go right back in the same room where we did the Tushita quest. You go right back into the same room. You break the door and you kill all the ghosts, and then you have a chance, it's not guaranteed, you have a very small chance, to be honest with y'all, to pull out this sword from the stone. You just click on it and it's either going to say the sword has rejected you, or it's going to say the sword has accepted you as its new owner. And boom, that's how you get the Yama sword. Alright, and now we have the second to last sword, which in my opinion is the best sword in the game, the Cursed Dual Katana. So the Cursed Dual Katana is actually an extremely complicated and long quest. So I'm just gonna tell y'all exactly how to do it, but I'm not gonna be able to show y'all since I already have it. So first you need to be over level 2200, and you have to have over 350 mastery on both Tushita and Yama. First you have to talk to the Crypt Master, who is located right here behind the mansion. You talk to him, and the door to the puzzle will open, which is going to be right back here, this door right here. You walk in and 2 scrolls are going to be found. Each of the scrolls have 3 different trials, and each of the scrolls are for a different sword. So there's a Yama scroll and then there's a Tushita scroll. You can only do 1 trial at a time, and each trial is going to give you one of these Alucard fragments. So by the end of this, you have to have 6 Alucard fragments. Alright, so I'm about to let y'all know exactly what to do for all 3 of the trials. So for the Yama scroll trials, you have the Pain and Suffering trial, the Haze of Mystery trial, and then the Fear the Reaper trial. For the Pain and Suffering trial, you have to take 8 to 10k damage from an NPC or player while you have Yama equipped. It might not work the first time, but you can just keep on trying. Then you have the Haze of Mystery trial, and this, whenever you start this trial, is gonna fog up your vision and a marking will appear on some of the NPCs. You have to kill every single NPC that is marked, and I'm pretty sure that it could be on any island, so it would be nice to have Portal equipped while you're doing this to make it a little bit of faster, process. And then lastly, we have the Fear the Reaper trial. So to do the Fear the Reaper trial, the Soul Reaper has to be summoned, which you summon him using a Hollow Essence, which you can get from praying by the grave in the Chip Island looking thing. And then you have to let him kill you, and you're going to be transported to the Hell Dimension. After that, you have to light up 3 torches and defeat all the NPCs that spawn, including a boss. And then the scroll that you have for Yama is going to burn up. Alright, and then next you have the Tushita scrolls, or the Tushita trials, The first trial is the Doc's Legend, then you have the Sense of Duty, and then you have the Soulless trial. So for the Doc's Legend, you have to talk to 3 different boat dealers in 3 different islands and select Pardon Me when on the last page of the boats. It's really easy, really simple. And then for the Sense of Duty trial, you have to kill an NPC from a pirate raid at the Castle of the Sea, and you're not going to receive the Alucard fragment until the pirate raid is done, so don't get scared if you don't get it. And then you have the Soulless trial, and to do the Soulless trial, you have to first go to a Cake Queen, and a song will start playing in the background. The song is going to last 2 minutes, and you have to kill the Cake Queen before the song ends. After you do that, you're going to be teleported to the Heaven Dimension. Once you're there, you're going to have to light up another 3 torches and defeat all the enemies and the boss that spawns in. When you finish, your scroll is also going to burn up like it did with the Yama quest. Whenever both of your scrolls are burnt, you have to go up to each of these pedestals with each of the scrolls and use them. After that, a wall will open here, and a cursed skeleton boss is going to be found inside. The boss can only be damaged by Yama or Tushita, so you have to make sure that you're using those. After you beat up the boss, he's gonna drop you the Cursed Dual Katana, and it's guaranteed, so you don't have to worry about it. And yeah, that's how you get the Cursed Dual Katana. I know it's a little complicated, but it's most definitely worth it, trust me. Alright, and then last but not least, we have the Hollow Scythe. So the Hollow Scythe is actually a little bit simpler than the Cursed Dual Katana. Alright, so to get the Hollow Scythe, like I said, in the Cursed Dual Katana quest, you have to spawn in the Reaper. So you gotta come over to the ship, to the Haunted Castle. You have to come over to this gravestone right here. You interact with it and it's gonna say pray. Whenever it's a full moon, I think you can pray with it, and it's gonna drop a Hollow Essence, and you can put the Hollow Essence in here, and that spawns in the Reaper. The Reaper is going to spawn inside of this building right back here behind the actual castle itself, and he's gonna spawn right in the middle of this building, and he's actually not too hard to defeat. Alright, and that was actually every single sword in Blox Fruits and exactly how you can get them. I hope that this video helped y'all out and that y'all could learn something from it. I hope that you enjoyed it as well. If you would, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like and subscribe to my channel. It would really help me out a ton. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.